What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston, Texas football. Now, I know it's been a minute, it's been a while. I had to do a little vacation. Football season's about to come up. We're about to enter the real nitty-gritty of the sports world. We got football season, basketball season finna come up. So, I know I'm going to be doing a lot of videos. So, I had to take my girl out, do a little vacay before these seasons hit, because now my attention is about to be drawn on these here sports. So, you know how it is. But never mind on that. Let's talk about the preseason. We got a preseason game that just happened, so we need to talk about it, break it down. Now, once again, it is a preseason game, so it's not really too much to break down. I don't overanalyze preseason games because they are that, a preseason game. Sometimes players look great in preseason games, and sometimes players look bad in preseason games. That does not mean that's how that player is going to play or look, because the person on the opposite of him is trying out different things. That's the reason why they do preseasons and training camps and all things. It gives players the opposite play. It gives players time to work out the kinks, to try new stuff, to see if this works, if it doesn't work. That's the reason why some people look good in camp, because the person opposite of them is doing stuff that they don't normally do, but they're trying to see if this situation works. Sometimes it makes the other player look good, and like, well, this situation doesn't work. So let me back off. Let me go do what I normally do, and not try to take all these extra liberties. So that's the reason why sometimes players look good in camp and look good in preseason, but they don't when the real stuff gets to rolling. They don't, and vice versa. Why sometimes people look bad, like last year. Case in point, DeShaun Watson. The first preseason game looked good. The second preseason game against the Patriots looked okay. The game against the Saints, that was mostly because the offensive line looked bad. But that's not the DeShaun Watson that we got to see in the regular season. So, but speaking of DeShaun Watson, I know a lot of people were mad that DeShaun Watson only played one series and went through one pass. I was actually watching the game with a homeboy of mine, and he was ready to turn the game off when DeShaun. He's not a Texan fan. But he was ready to turn the game off as soon as DeShaun Watson took out. He was upset. And like I was trying to explain to him, and let me explain this to y'all for a lot of people who were upset. When it comes to preseason, like I just said, it's a time for people to try stuff. And you don't want to run the risk of DeShaun getting hurt in a preseason game when you got guys back there fighting for on the opposite side of the ball, on the defense side of the ball, trying to get spots. Because he was trying to explain to me, because DeShaun only played 6 games and got hurt, that DeShaun should be playing, if not the whole first half, but he should be playing a majority of the game because he missed all that time last year. And I said, no. I said, it's stupid, because one, if you do that, you're going to have to keep the whole number one offense out there, because you don't want to run the risk of a guy on the opposite side battling for a job and try to take out and try to get a cheap shot on DeShaun. Because if you're an edge rusher and you an unknown edge rusher, you a 3rd round, 4th round, undrafted free agent, wherever you are, if you're not a name as an edge rusher or a rookie, whatever, or a guy just trying to get on this team, on the roster, because you've been bouncing around from team to team, if you blow up and get a big ass hit on DeShaun Watson, or you get a big ass and you get the exact same hit on Brandon Wheaton, when they do film study, when they wind this film, what play are they talking about? They're talking about the play on DeShaun Watson, because DeShaun Watson at this point in time is a star. He's not a superstar yet, but he's damn sure a star. He's a star. He's an NFL star right now. After only playing 6 games, he's the NFL star. And I was the first one to tell y'all that. A lot of people say I was crazy when I did this video last year, when I said that I don't care about Dak Prescott, about Ezekiel Elliott being on the same team as JJ, as Clowney, as Hop, being in the same seat with James Harden and Chris Paul, possibly Melo. We didn't know about LeBron, but it was a possibility about LeBron. Now, if LeBron would have came to the Rockets, that would have been a whole different thing, because LeBron is LeBron. But no matter about Chris Paul, James Harden, Melo, no matter about Duncan or Kawhi Leonard, even though Kawhi's not here no more, Dennis Smith, nobody in the state of Texas will have a bigger name than DeShaun Watson, because he was a star in college, and that was going to transition to the NFL. If he did what we thought he was going to do, which he did do on the field, that he was going to be a star. He's going to be an NFL superstar. He's not a superstar just yet, but he is an NFL superstar. He will be the face of this NFL for years to come. Like 2 years from now, he will be the guy on all the posters, on all the Madden covers, and all those things like that. It's going to be DeShaun Watson. DeShaun Watson is going to be a face of the NFL. I said this last year. So, in saying that, you don't want to take no liberties of guys battling for jobs because they're going to get noticed more if they get hit on DeShaun than get hit on Brandon Whedon or get hit on Webb or get hit on Keenum or Savage or anybody else outside of a Rodgers or a Manning or a Brady type of name. Like, if you get hit on DeShaun Watson, that's going to boost up what people think about you, and it's going to put more eyes on you, and you have a better chance of making the team or being a starter by doing that, by making plays on DeShaun Watson than making plays on just a regular, typical backup quarterback. So that's why you don't want to hold your quarterback out there and run the risk of that happening, because if you do that, the chances of him getting hurt intensify because you got guys who have nothing to lose, who trying to make a play, trying to get a job, and they're going to go headhunting. So you don't want to do that. You don't put your quarterback through that, especially playing around with backups. You don't want to do that. So that's the reason why that you wasn't going to see DeShaun Watson very long. Now, in saying that, if I was a head coach, if I was Bill O'Brien, if I knew DeShaun Watson was only going to play one drive when they got to that 4th and 1, I would have did another pass play. But we don't know because we don't know. He might have gave him the option. He might have gave him an option, and because we don't know, we're not the one calling the plays or receiving the plays. They might have gave him an option, and he might have saw a better route or a better play to switch to the run to get the first down. So we don't know exactly what happened because he did audible. Like you did, I rewatched the play. He did audible, so we don't know what happened. That could have just been a fake audible. It could have been he switched the play. We don't know what it was. So I would much rather see him make a pass play on that 4th down, knowing that I'm not going to put him out there another series in this game. Or I would have played him one more series because it wasn't like he got shots taken at him. He did get hit at all because he went through one pass play. So I would actually brought him out there. I would have more than likely brought him out there for one more series just because he didn't get any shots. I mean, he didn't get hit because you ran the ball majority of the time. You ran the ball 4 plays and threw 1. So I would have came out there another drive because you could protect. You could still and do your best to protect them. So you could still ran some more runs, a couple more little passes, maybe 2 or 3 more passes to minimize the chances of him getting hit. Just to get a good solid drive because really I would want to see another drive out of him, but Will Fuller didn't play. Hopkins didn't play. And that's another thing that I know is about the players who did play and didn't play. I mean, DeShaun was going to play because he was hurt last year, so you want to see at least something out of DeShaun. I think if DeShaun Watson wouldn't have got hurt last year, DeShaun Watson would not play in this preseason game, so be prepared for that next year when it comes to preseason, that DeShaun Watson not playing preseason game 1. After watching this game right here and also watching the type of coach that Bill O'Brien is, seeing him do this stuff before. I remember one year with Brian Hoyer threw 1 pass for a touchdown and that was it. You ain't see Brian Hoyer no more. He threw a pass. He threw one little pass to Cecil Shorts, I think it was, and Cecil Shorts broke off a big long run for a touchdown. I think it was like a 60-yard touchdown because he broke off a run. Scope. That was it. The drive was a one-play drive, and you did not see Brian Hoyer no more in that game. And that's when Brian Hoyer and Ryan Mallett were fighting they were battling for the quarterback job. And when I seen that play, I was like, I think Brian Hoyer is going to be the starter. So in saying that, I don't expect that next year for preseason that you won't see DeShaun Watson at least preseason game 1. But we've seen Will Fuller and Hop not play. We've seen Merciless not play. Clowney not play, even though Clowney's still kind of dinged up. JJ not play. McKinney not play. Honey Badger not play. We've seen these guys not play. We've seen Lamar Miller play though. Now, and also seeing Lamar Miller play, this was probably, in that short little piece of time, probably the best I've seen Lamar Miller look as a Houston Texan. That's the best Lamar Miller has, and it's not really saying much. And everybody knows what I feel about Lamar Miller. It's not that I do not like Lamar Miller. I just think that he's not a featured back. He's a complimentary back. He's a guy that you give the ball maybe 10, maybe 15 times a game. And I'm talking about complete touches. And that's running and catching. Maybe, possibly 15. I'm leaning around that 10 range because I think he's definitely not a guy that you give the ball 20 to 25 times a game. And that's what he wanted. That's the reason why he left Miami to come to Houston to be that guy. And it was reported that, this is out his own mouth, that he bulked up. When he signed the contract to Houston 2 years ago, he bulked up. He got bigger so he could take that brutal punishment of getting the ball 20 to 25 carries a game. And he said he feels that it might have hindered him. It might have hurt him. It was sometimes he got up in the open speed, and I'm like, yeah, Lamar Miller's not as fast as everybody thought he was. Or that way it made it seem like Lamar Miller's just going to be just fast. Like he's just going to be out here just... I mean, he running, but I be sometimes be looking like I'm surprised can't nobody catch him. I never thought that his speed was his issue as a Texan, or him being too big. I thought that he just didn't know how to hit the holes. Like he doesn't hit the hole aggressively. He doesn't have running back vision. He doesn't have the vision to cut and hit the hole hard enough to make it through the hole, to make a 4-yard gain, a 10-yard gain, to make a no-yard gain, a 5-yard gain. Like he didn't have that type of assertiveness. Preseason game against the Chiefs Thursday night, he looked like that was the best he's ever hit holes. He got up in those holes and got up in there. Now he reportedly lost 15 pounds. He lost and he shed some of that weight down so he could be quicker. And it looks like he is a little bit quicker because he's hitting those holes quicker than he used to hit. So who knows? Maybe he feels the pressure of when Deonte Foreman comes back, that Deonte Foreman might be that running back. Might be the franchise, might be the guy that they lean on towards to be the running back. I mean, like, when I was in the mall about 2-3 weeks ago, and I was inside Liz's locker room, I seen your Hops. I'm talking about jerseys. I seen your DeAndre jersey, your Will Fuller jerseys. I seen your JJ jerseys. I seen your DeShaun Watson jersey, of course. And I seen a Deonte Foreman jersey. And I seen like a rap for Deonte Foreman. I'm like, that's the first time I've ever seen NFL team's backup running back. It's supposed to be backup running back because they keep on telling you, hey, Lamar Miller's the number one running back. The team's backup running back jerseys right here for sale. Who's buying the backup running back jersey? I'm saying that to say, and then also in the preseason game, the presentation, one of the first players that they showed was a Deonte Foreman. I think they're going to be leaning towards Deonte Foreman becoming the team's main back. And I think that Lamar Miller feels this pressure. And he knows that he's going to have some time. Now, Lamar Miller did look good last year with DeShaun. He looked better than he normally looked as a Texan. When DeShaun was gone, before DeShaun got hurt and after DeShaun got hurt, Lamar Miller looked like the Lamar Miller we've been seeing. But he looked it better, and it could be just the type of plays that they were running, more of the outside plays, which he's better at because that's the type of back he is. He's a guy that you're supposed to be giving the ball to the outside. So he did look better. So I think that the way he was used with DeShaun Watson, you can utilize him like that. You can his carry. I think last year he still was only getting 3 yards of carries. Like he's still not that type of back. But Thursday night against as preseason game, I understand that he did look good. Another person who looked good as far as the because I think running back position is one of the positions that I'm looking for this running back battle. Who's going to be the number 2 back? Like cause I feel Deonte Foreman is going to be the number 1 back. So who's going to be behind Deonte Foreman? And before Deonte Foreman comes back, who's going to be behind Lamar Miller? And one of these guys that I seen Thursday, Troy Pope, or what's his name? Was his name Tyrone Pope or something like that? Yeah, Tremaine Pope. I'm sorry, I said Tyrone. I gave him all type of names, but yeah, he looked real good to me. And for a minute, I was getting confused because I'm seeing that 33 and the way he was playing remind me of Kareem Hunt, not Kareem Hunt for the Kansas City Chiefs. Kareem Hunt, who the Texans had last year, which I don't understand why they cut him before camp or cut him before the season started. And he was on the team the year before that, 2016, and midway through 15, I think when we got him, number 33 running back. He was a quick, shifty guy. Kind of like a Darren Sproles type guy you throw the ball to out the backfield and do screens and stuff like that. This dude Polk was doing that Thursday, And like I said, he's wearing number 33, so he kind of reminded me. I'm like, hold on, I thought Hunt was gone. We cut Hunt last year. But I remember that's not Hunt. He just got the same number, and he's playing the same type of role that Hunt played. I like that. I like the way he looked. I want to see more out of him in camp. Tyrell Irvin, I think Tyrell Irvin time is up, to be honest, because I don't see nothing special about him right now. Like, I don't see nothing about him special. None at all. He doesn't do anything to me on the kickoff and punt returns, and I think that's the reason why they drafted Kiki. And I was upset that Kiki couldn't play Thursday. I really want to see Kiki, but that's what helped. That's supposed to give Irvin some more time. Come on with it, Irvin, if you want a job. Same thing with Braxton Miller. Braxton Miller looked decent Thursday. Braxton Miller decent Thursday. Atkins, 2 catches, 2 yards. 2 catches, 20 yards, 2 touchdowns. He looked good in the red zone. Like, my thing about Atkins when we draft him, he's a 26-year-old rookie that's not fast. And he's playing tight end. Now, he is big, and he does have hands. So, could he be a red zone target, red zone threat? Yes. My main concern about him is that he's a 26-year-old rookie. So, in 4 years, he will be 30. So when his rookie contract is up and when you guys sign him to a new contract, so these 4 years when you get him off a rookie contract, you good. But when his rookie contract is over with and you got to pay him money, he's 30 years old. So even if he is a good tight end, he's 30 years old by the time you have to pay him legitimate money. And if he emerges to be somebody, you're gonna be tying yourself down, paying him big money to a guy that's not that young. That's my only issue. He's gonna get when he gets his second contract is the time that some NFL players like Hop will be getting his third. Hop will be getting his third contract when he's 30. He will be getting his first. He'll be getting his second contract. So he's basically a contract span of time behind. That's my only issue with Atkins. I didn't watch Atkins, but it was some other tight ends that were on the board that I would have took over Atkins because of the age thing alone. But we will see. He did look good in the 2 catches he had in the red zone. That's nice and good. It was against the Kansas City Chiefs in the preseason game. We got to see. Speaking of Kansas City Chiefs in the preseason game, if I was a Chief fan, I'll be highly concerned. We talk about our offensive line. I'll be highly concerned if I was a Chief fan and their offensive line because our front seven didn't play. Like I said, no JJ, no Clowney, no Merciless, no Bernard McKinney. I don't even think I seen Christian Covington out there. He might have been, but I don't remember. But Duke Eckelforce, out there making plays. You had your second and third team D-line and linebacker core out there making plays on the Chiefs' starting offense. Because Patrick Mahomes played into the second quarter. Kelsey played into the second quarter. Kareem Hunt played to the second quarter. Tyreek Hill played into the second quarter. They number one offense was still out there, and our defense was still getting pressure on that offensive line on Patrick Mahomes. If I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be concerned about that. If I'm a Texas fan, which I am, I'm ecstatic that my backups can do that and put pressure against a starting offensive line. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, I know some people talking about Reed. Hey, the fight was Reed's first play of the game, and I think like one of the Spencer Tillman during the cast said, told me a little nervous out there. Reed wasn't nervous. Reed was in good position, but it was against it's his first NFL play ever in life, first actual on the field NFL play, and it's against Travis Kelce, which is the second best tight end in the NFL. And he was in position. Kelce just made a move. He slipped while he tried to make a tackle. He slipped and fell. I have no issue with that. One, like I said, that's his first legitimate play. It's not even a legitimate play because it's not a regular season play. It's first preseason play in the NFL against the number 2 tight end in the NFL. Could be the number 1 tight end because, Gronk is Gronk, but Gronk also gets hurt a lot. So, at least Kelsey's healthy. And that's what Kelsey has over Gronk, and Kelsey's a very damn good tight end. So, I like that he was in position, and he's going to get better from that. But the thing about the secondary, one thing I did notice is that Kevin Johnson was out there for a long time, longer than you would expect for a veteran, which spells bad signs. Most times when veterans in preseason games for a long period of time, that means they're fighting for jobs. That's what that means. They're fighting for jobs. When veterans are out there playing for long periods of time in preseason games, especially when they're playing with backups, around backups, that means they're fighting for a job. Now, I do think that, Carl, that when the season starts, that the number 1 and 2 corners is going to be Colvin and Kevin Johnson. I don't think Johnson Joseph didn't play. If he did play, I don't remember seeing him play. I don't think Johnson Joseph is going to be a starter. He might be quote unquote a starter when the season, the first play when they do the names and stuff. They might have Jonathan Joseph's name there because of Jonathan Joseph and he's the most recognized corner. But he has all pros and Pro Bowls. But I don't think he's the actual starter. Cause I think they're going to try to stronghold Kevin Johnson into that position. Colvin got the money, so Colvin's going to be he's your high. Colvin is your high price free agent. I know we got the Honey Badger, but Colvin is your high price free agent because when we didn't know Honey Badger was available until later. Then Honey Badger just basically swooped in and became a Texan. Honey Badger didn't play. I know Kareem played, but that's more so because you had to have some safety out there, and Andre Howell is, prayers up to Andre Howell and his family, and hope that Andre Howell has a speedy recovery from this lymphoma that he has. So so you got to have somebody out there because your starting corners was Reed. Your starting safety was Reed and Kareem. So you had to have somebody out there. So that's the reason why Kareem was playing the way he was playing. Plus, he has to get acclimated to playing the safety position. Same thing with Colvin. Colvin has to get acclimated to playing outside corner for the Texans. It's a new team. I know you're about to say Honey Badger's a new team, but Honey Badger is played safety, and Honey Badger is an all-pro safety. Colvin's not all-pro safety, and Colvin's best time of being a corner is being in the slots, playing with Ramsey and Bouye. So now he's playing on the outside legitimately. Actually, probably is the best corner, which is my issue with this secondary. My issue with this team is not offense. I think offense is going to be lit. I have some questions about the running game, but I think DeShaun can do enough with the running game, himself, and also just the threat of him that's going to help the running game be a little bit better. I think our front seven is good. People be prepared about JJ. JJ's not going to get 20 sacks, but that's okay because he's going to be playing the traditional five technique DN position. I think our linebackers are going to be a top 5 linebacker. By the time the NFL season over with, our linebackers are going to be considered a top 5 linebacker group with Clowney, Merciless, McKinney, Zach Cunningham, Dylan Cole. These guys are going to be a top 5 group. When it comes to the safety position, I think Honey Badger is going to have a bounce back year. I think Honey Badger is going to look good. The ball's in front of Kareem. Kareem is legit. I think that Reed is going to emerge and become that type of safety. I think Reed is going to be a good safety. I don't think any kind of safety combination you would have if it's Honey Badger and Reed, Honey Badger and Kareem, Honey Badger and Andre Howell, Andre Howell and Kareem, Andre Howell and Reed. I'm more comfortable with any of those safety positions than I am when it comes to the cornerback position with Colvin and Kevin Johnson. Though that's my biggest, that and the offensive line. Those are my 2 biggest concerns. Is the corner position and the offensive line. Those are my 2 biggest concerns. And I actually think that the weakest part of the team is going to be the cornerbacks. I don't think it's going to be the offensive line. I think the weakest part of this team is going to be the cornerbacks. Now, they probably going to get bailed out of a lot of situations because of the safety play and because of the pass rush. But I do believe that is going to be the biggest concern is those 2 corners because I don't trust neither one of them on the outside when it comes to playing against a legitimate receiver. That's my only thing. But like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below. If you haven't, click this bell, get more videos. I holla.